I'm content creator Mary Barnett, also known as Mobile Mary. I'm the founder of Another Brilliant Idea, and I'm dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs grow their business with digital marketing and communication tools, tips, and resources that empower them to be bold and stand in their brilliance on my globally recognized show, Brilliant Marketing with Mary. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Brilliant Marketing with Mary show. I'm Mobile Mary, or Mary Barnett, and I'm super thrilled for you to be here today because we're talking about the gram. Yes, talking about Instagram today, and I have the leading expert of Instagram and all the hacks that really I'm super excited because this is the title of the show. Okay, you're going to be super excited because it is how to post less on Instagram for more business. Less is more, people. Less is more. And I'm so excited to hear how to do this today by our lovely guest, Katie Brinkley. But before I bring her up, I just want to let you know, like we do the show every Thursday. It's going to go live inside my Facebook page, in my group, on all the places. But I really want to give you really quality information that's going to help you up-level your business because that's what I do. I have another brilliant idea for you, and that is our company name. And so I hope that if there's anything we can do for you, please in the comments or send me a DM, and I sure would love to help you. And Katie also is willing to help as well. So we're going to talk about her and all the amazing. But before I bring her up, there might be one person in the world who doesn't know who she is because she's pretty amazing. So let me give a short introduction to her. Her name is Katie Brinkley, and she has been leveraging social media to grow audiences and income, which is the most important part, right? For over 19 years. And she looks 21. So she's amazing. Since the time of MySpace, believe it or not, she has helped her clients build a strategy to attract the right followers and generate consistent inbound leads in as little as 1 hour a week. What? Yes. And she's going to share that with you today. From building corporate level growth strategies for AT&T and DirecTV to implementing done-for-you social media for entrepreneurs, tech startups, and consultants, Katie has been at the forefront in the changes on how buyers engage on social media. Utilizing her platform agnostic strategies, Katie's clients have been able to see bottom line results at every stage in the sales process, which is absolutely incredible. And she's the coolest person in the world. You'll see this in a minute. Katie's history of radio journalism mixed with her social aptitude allows her to bring a unique insight and leverage her client stories to the forefront of their social strategies. So I am super thrilled to introduce the beautiful, the one, the only, Katie Brinkley. Yay!
And I just want to keep you in my back pocket saying I look 21. I'll take that all day. So thank you for that introduction.
It's true. It's true though. And I've met you in person. And seriously, when you said you've been doing this, I'm like, no, you're not. Liar. You look so young and beautiful. And you have two beautiful girls. And so it's all about the human connections, right? I mean, social media is just like the doorway into someone's life. So I love that.
1,000,000%, 1,000,000%. And yeah, when I started, it was, MySpace was the big thing. And I worked in radio at the time. And, at the time, MySpace was mostly for bands. And so that's why.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I know, right?
I never got into MySpace. I literally was like, and then in retrospect, I was like, oh, I probably should have checked that out. I was raising kids at the time. So I was like, whatever.
Well, at the radio station, so I worked at the radio station, and we had to get bands to send us their music for free, and everyone was they were using pen and paper, and sending handwritten letters to ask people to send us their music. And I was like, well, this doesn't seem very efficient. Why don't I just go on MySpace? And that's when I really saw how quickly connections can happen, how fast community can form. And I was addicted. I loved the aspect of making friends with strangers on the internet, but in a non-creepy way.
But they were more than 6 feet apart, so that was okay, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Well, that's fantastic. And when I read about, I mean, we talked about that. We've talked about a million things, but in your bio, I didn't really realize you worked for a radio station. So what did you do for the radio station?
So I was the post game. So I've worked at a couple of them, but my dream job was to be the post game reporter, and I landed that job right out of college. So while I was in college, I worked at the radio station, 850 KOA, and like I was saying before, like part of our job was to get bands to send us their music and all that. And right after I graduated, I landed my dream job working for the sports station here in Denver, and I was the post game reporter. So I got to go into the locker room and do post game interviews with the Broncos and Rockies and Nuggets and Avalanche, and it was amazing. I loved it. Older Katie speaking to younger Katie right now. I shouldn't have given up as early as I did. This thing called SiriusXM came out, and everyone in the radio industry panicked. And I was like, well, this is the end of radio. I have no TV experience. I have no newspaper experience. I guess I'll move into marketing. And so that's where my marketing journey began, was because I thought radio was over.
That is wild. I never knew that. Interesting. Well, I can totally imagine, right? And they say video killed the radio star.
Yeah.
A song like that. But that's interesting. So you kind of thought, oh, I better move over quickly. And did anybody in your station to say, what the heck, I'm just going to stay? And now they're huge. Is that why you said that?
Yeah. So one of my good friends, Andy, he's still in radio. He's the afternoon drive guy now on a different radio station. And then he's also one of the play-by-play announcers for the Denver lacrosse team television station. So he calls the games for the TV station for lacrosse. So he's still in it. And then somebody else that I worked really closely with, she moved over to TV, worked in TV for a while. And now that both of her kids have grown up and are off to college, now she's doing the Broncos sideline reports. So she went back into radio now that her kids are grown up, because it's a lot of hours in radio, but it's worth it. Like it was fun. It was, like I said, it was my dream job. And I'm so fortunate that I was able to do it for 4 years before moving on to things that really, I believe, set me up for success with my career now and what I'm doing now.
I love it. Well, you probably just got what you needed in those 4 years. I mean, obviously we never can live in regret, but you actually got the advantage over a lot of people that you had the kind of a backstage pass to seeing how those people do, and you have connections. So I'm sure that kind of brings it around to what you do now. You have access to people who they tell you like, oh, this is working and this isn't. So what landed you on focusing on Instagram? Because that's what we're talking about today. In fact, that's one thing that Katie said she's going to be sharing as her tip today is her 4-post social media strategy. So if you're just tuning in, just make sure you hang on, because we're going to hit the strategy and you'll leave this show today with actionable tips to be able to get that done. So, so what made you land on Instagram as your platform of choice?
So this is one of the things I think a lot of entrepreneurs miss. A lot of mistakes that so many people make is that they start their business, they get a website, and then they post on every single social media platform known to mankind. And because, I mean, people are on all the platforms. Don't you want to be seen by more people? And that's a huge misconception, is what platform do you enjoy the most? What platform do you enjoy spending time on? Because that's what we're giving these platforms is our time. And that's, I believe, somebody said that I was wrong, but I believe that time is is the most precious thing for us. And if we're giving an app, this little computer that we carry around in our phone, in our back pockets everywhere with us, if we're giving that priority over the people that we're with in real life, the things that we're actually, like the beautiful things that are around us, if we're giving that to this thing, well, you got to make it worthwhile, right? And so I enjoyed Instagram the most. And I don't have time at the time, I didn't have time to create social media content for all the different platforms. If you think about it, there's different ways to post on each platform. Whether it's the LinkedIn newsletter feature or Instagram Reels or going live on Facebook. All
Right.
of these platforms have different ways of showing up and that they prioritize within their own algorithm. So
Interesting.
if you're not willing to go all in on that one platform, then really you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're really just wasting your time.
Right.
So for me, Instagram was it. I loved the fact that I could see, I enjoy reading. So I could see a beautiful picture, and I could read. I could see a carousel post and I could swipe and then I can read. And then Reels came along, and this girl who left radio because she was afraid of TV, I was like, great, now I got to start making video. Oh, but I mean, I found like there's a whole new way of showing the Katie Brinkley side of what I do. I mean, I have a lot of really nice pictures and I can make some really nice graphics, but I make a lot of weird faces, I've learned. And I make them in my reels, and people kind of think they're funny, I guess. So, I mean, for me, that's why I think that you have to look at what platform you enjoy spending time on. How do you enjoy creating content? Like I said before, I'm still not on TikTok because I can't imagine having to create that much content. And it sucks me in so bad that I can't get away from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this
True.
isn't good for my mental health. So I chose not to be on it. And so, I mean,
Right.
you have to think about what platforms do you want to be on? Are you willing to create the content the way that the platform wants you to create it? And once you know that, that's a really long answer to why I chose Instagram. But once you know that, then you can really dive into the strategy of what's going to work and how you can post less so that you can, go out and live your life with real 3D humans.
I love that. And you know what? That's such a real answer. Like, I think that sometimes people think, oh, I should like figure out where my customers are and this and this and this. And you just made it so simple. Like, just pick the one you like, right? Because it's all our business. Sometimes we forget, we're also like, what are the gurus doing? Or what's this? Or what's the best of this? Dang, girl, like, I love it. Like, just pick what you like best, and then you can dive deep and go attract the people you want. In fact, I remember watching a Gary Vee video once, and he has his whole, what is his 98 cents or his 2 cents thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was you
$1.80.
$1.80. And can you explain that?
Yeah. So the $1.80 strategy is you give 90 people your 2 cents. And we're not talking about the 3 heart emojis or the 3 fire emojis or just liking it. And I do have to say, like, for the love of God, please, the 3 emoji comment is dead. Please stop using it because it is not an actual comment. But the $1.80 strategy is where you go in and you leave a comment on 90 posts. And you would be amazed at what this can do for you, the community that you can build, the relationships that you can build. So I will go I work with a lot of real estate agents. And so I will do hashtag Denver Realtor. I'm not a realtor, but I will go in to the hashtag Denver Realtor and I will leave comments on their posts and just say, oh my gosh, I love this neighborhood. What a great kitchen. It's an actual comment about what they're talking about, what's in the picture. And it helps them in the algorithm because they got that comment. It's boosted them up for more people to see. But you know what else? Because I left a real comment, it's almost like a little billboard of Katie Brinkley. Well, who's this girl? She said this really nice comment. I'm just going to click here and, oh, well, she does social media. Look at all these amazing tips and the weird faces she makes. I like her. I want to follow her.
That's cool. So if I can step back, just because I was
Yeah.
trying to write the words so you could remember that. You can remember, go back to that. Did you say like you looked up the hashtag Colorado Realtor and that's when you found the people to
Hashtag Denver. Like, so I have,
I'm sorry,
and this
Denver.
is, yeah, Denver Realtor. So this is where, if you know who your ideal client is, what hashtags are they using? What
Okay.
hashtags are they using? Not like I could do hashtag social media strategy, but then I just would end up with a whole bunch of people doing what I do. If I know who my audience is, what hashtags they're using, and I go into that hashtag hub and I leave comments, nice comments. Again, none of this like buy crypto from so-and-so or 3 hearts or
Oh
whatever,
my gosh.
like actually leave a comment for them. I'm going to stand out and I'm helping them. So you have to know yeah, perfect. Look at this. You're doing great here, Mary. I love this.
Try not
What
to look away while
hashtag?
I'm doing it.
I know, I can't believe I can't multitask like that. But I mean, what hashtags are your clients using?
Yeah.
And it's going to make a world of difference so that you can get in front of them and really and if they don't follow you, if they don't do business with you, so what? I mean, you help someone out in the algorithm. You were spending time on the app. It's going to help you with your, posts going forward. So be mindful of
I love that.
who
And
your
saying
clients are.
that you should put the hashtag that your clients use in your own posts, or only when you're searching for them to give your 2 cents to them?
Man, with the hashtag strategies give me a hashtag headache. But with me, I've been doing less hashtags. It's only about 10 hashtags that are very specific to me and who I work with. And then I've been using a lot of SEO terms. So I will go into Google keywords and just like, so this post is about this, and this is who my ideal clients are. And I'll grab a whole bunch of keywords and paste those in there. And that's a whole nother conversation, because the whole SEO thing with Instagram is rather new. And that's, so they're doing a lot of bumps out there for content if you have the right SEO in your captions. So your captions are extremely important.
Oh, wow. So are you saying, this is really quick, and then I want to go to your 4-part strategy. Yeah. Are you saying it's better to put hashtags in your caption or in your comments?
In the caption.
Okay.
Always in the caption.
All right. I'm putting that in there. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Well, let's get, because I know people are busy. So I want to make sure that put hashtags. That's what that means. Okay, so we promised people that we were going to give them something incredibly brilliant today, which is your 4-post social media strategy. So can you walk us through it?
Yeah, I think that a lot of, especially on Instagram, all you hear is more. Oh, well, it's your fault that you're not getting as much reach. Well, all you need to do is post a reel for the next 30 days. Go live. What you have to do is just engage for 30 minutes before hitting post and And it's like, honestly, I don't know who has time for that, but I have a business I'm trying to run. And my business is in social media, but like I still can't spend all day on social media creating content. And so what I do is for myself and for my clients is this 4-post strategy. I call it the awareness to action strategy. And for Instagram specifically, you can do these 4 posts a week. You can just rotate it on like, okay, I only post twice a week, so I'm just gonna like have them in this rotation. Or if you're one of those crazies that does post every day, I love you. More power to you. You can still do this strategy, and it just rotates. So post 1 is the awareness. How are you getting the most reach? Right now, it is still, as much as we want to say that Reels reach is down, it is still Reels. Reels, if you think about it, it's that wide net. We're throwing our net off the boat and hoping to get as many, shrimp as possible. We might get a shoe or a can. It doesn't really matter. We just want to catch as much things as we can in our net. And that's your reel. Okay. So with your reel, this is where you come in and say, okay, well, for example, I'd be like, 3 social media tools that I use every week. And then I could like point and say Loomly, Capsho, and Flick or whatever. And I could just point.
Right.
And that was my wide net. So people who are new to me could see this reel and be like, I wonder what that Loomly thing is. I'll just like it, whatever. Well, now the next post I'm going to do is going to be that tip or tutorial. And these are best used as a carousel post. So you will then make your carousel post going deeper into what it is that you briefly talked about in the reel. So for me, I might say, the way that Loomly gave me back 5 hours a week. And then I could say, it's a social media scheduler. It has a hashtag storage. It allows me to do it for all my clients, whatever. Like, and each slide is going into deeper about the thing I briefly mentioned in the reel, establishing those people that I might be new to me that I caught. Maybe it was a can, but ooh, inside was a can full of shrimp. And I had no idea. And I gave them all this great information about Loomly. And they said, wow, Katie, that's so smart. I want to follow you. So now I've given them even more. The third post is the community building post. And I think this is the one that everyone misses out on and forgets about. What is it that makes you different? How are you connecting with these people on the other side of a screen? Because nobody opens this little thing up and says, I wonder who's going to sell to me today.
Right.
This is your opportunity to say, this is why you can trust me. This is one of the things that I learned. This is something that I wish I would have known sooner. This is one way that I'm different than the rest. You share your story and what it's something that you've learned along the way that your ideal client is going to resonate with.
I love that. And what would be like an image, or what would you suggest?
Typically, so this can be either a single image or going live. A lot of times I will go live because live video, I mean, what's more, raw than that? People, see you say the ahs, the ums, and see you lose your train of thought or whatever. And live video is a great way to really say I'm a real human on the other side of this screen.
Right. Or you can type at the same time you're recording a show. Yep. That's also really good at that.
Yeah.
They're wanting this to build, so people be like, ooh, what's number 4?
So number 4, you ready for this? Do you want to know what number 4 is?
Awareness is your first kind of post, and that's a reel, right? Something that's going to be a wide net that's going to bring people in. I'm just repeating as it's bonding it in my brain. Number 2 type of post is, while you take a drink of water, I love it, tip or tutorial, and it's great with a carousel because then they can read by swiping over, right? And that's also another reason I always like to say never share reels to Facebook, because it just takes away the coolness of it. Because on Facebook, it then goes to individual pictures. Like, really? Like, you don't, the whole thing about carousels
is to swipe. That's the whole purpose of it. Yes.
It's fun to like swipe it off, like wipe on, wipe off.
Yeah.
What's his name? What was that?
Oh my gosh. Masabi?
Oh, Danielson.
Yeah, I don't know.
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, yes.
Karate Kid, number 2. Number 3, it can be community building. It's either an image or a live video that you're basically trying to, and repeat what you mean. Like by community, you're trying to build a community or relate to your community.
Relate to your community.
Okay. Awesome.
And right. Like a lot of times I'll use, like, 'cause I have a bunch of really nice photography, like brand photography that I had taken. I'll use one of those in there for a single image. It's longer. Almost think of it as like a mini blog. It's a long caption saying like, so for me, like going off of the examples that I gave here, with like the Loomly and stuff, my community building post for this would probably be, if I could go back and tell my younger self to do one thing when I started my business,
right,
it would be to pay more attention to what you're posting on social media. Believe it or not, folks, I was posting a bunch of stock imagery and copy and paste captions, and I was afraid to show my face. And I mean, like, and I'm telling the story of, oh man, yeah, I kind of been doing that. So the person who's reading it is saying, she made all these mistakes too. I'm not that far off. Like maybe this Loomly tool would help me. Maybe I do just need to have a social media, strategy in place. Maybe I haven't been approaching it the right way, and that's why it's not working for me. So it's me saying, this is where I was. These are things that I've learned along the way, relating to them, saying like, you can trust me.
I love that. Yeah, so they can see it. I love it. And I love that you said, if you just fall down and make a funny face. Like people actually they can relate because they're like, I do that too. I guess she's a normal human. Okay, so what's number 4?
Number 4 is the action post. And this can be either to sign up for your webinar, to download your free gift, to listen to the podcast, to sign up for your boot camp, whatever it is. This is where you can ask them to leave the platform. You're asking them to go listen to a podcast. You're asking them to leave. Nobody came onto Instagram and said, I want to know what random website I can go spend time on.
Right.
Nobody opened up Instagram to say, I wonder what podcast I should listen to today. They came on Instagram for a reason, and it wasn't to leave the platform. So this is why those action posts, you can't do it time and time again. If you're constantly just showing up asking people to listen to your show or to buy from you or to sign up for your ebook or whatever.
Right. It gets annoying.
It's really annoying. And so these action posts, again, going off the example here, and be like, are you ready to have a social media strategy and get more of your time back? Are you ready to have, spend 1 hour a week? You can do that when you use a tool like Loomly. And I have a free month if you want to sign up for it. Grab it by clicking the link in my bio or whatever. It's like that's where the post would come in. It could be a carousel. It could be a reel. It could be a single image. This is kind of the wild card. You can do whatever you want with it, but you're asking people to take action.
I love that. Yeah. Because you're right. If you arrived at someone's door, like you came to a party, right? I always think of social media as being at a party. And what would you say it's to someone if you walked in their house, they invited you for a birthday party? You want to walk right up to somebody and go, hi, I'm Mary. I offer this service and you want to buy it from me? You want to buy it from me? Or if you sell cups like this, I sell this cup. You want to buy it from me? You want to buy it from me? You want to buy it from me? They'd be like, oh my God, go home, leave my party, and you walk up to every single person and you're like, want to buy my cup? Ew, ew, ew. Right. So you have to kind of think of social media as being in a social event.
Yep.
So I love that. So sparingly. So 1 out of 4 times you're asking for something. I love that.
Well, and if you think about it this way, all those posts are basically like tabs on a website. So that way, no matter if you're only posting 4 times a month, everything on there tells people how to do business with you, a little about you section, a little about you so that they can connect with you. You've built out your thought leadership with your tip or tutorial. And then your awareness post is showcasing some of what your company offers. Like for me, the tools that I use for social media or, anything like that. So, this is where all of those are evergreen. And it's something that no matter if somebody comes onto my page today and I don't post for a month, all the stuff that's on there is going to resonate with them, a month from now,
right.
60 days from now.
Evergreen. That's right. And so the last question I have for you, which you don't have prep for this. So I've seen some based on that topic of not having to post all the time, but having something waiting that they can refer to like tabs on a website. What do you think of the 9 post strategy where you have nothing but the 9 posts that sometimes creates an image or each one is a topic, but you're only doing a 9 grid and you can refresh them or you just leave them? What do you think about that?
This is where it comes back to what platform do you have the most time for? What platform do you have time? This is where, again,
we're talking about Instagram.
Up until 2023, I only was on Instagram and LinkedIn. I wasn't on Facebook.
Right.
It wasn't until this year that I had the capacity to incorporate that because it's time. I have to spend time on Facebook now, engaging, sending DMs, looking at Facebook groups, responding to comments and stuff.
Right.
This is all time that I need to spend on the platform. And so if Instagram is not your platform and you want to just have those 9 grids or 9 tiles up there and you're like, I'm actually spending time on LinkedIn, connect with me there, then that's fine because I can just live there. But I think that if you want to use social media as a tool, if you want to use it for more leads and have the opportunity it's the most cost-effective marketing out there. Really, it is. And 100%. If you want to use it that way and build out the right community of the right buyers, you just need one, and you just need to post this 4-post strategy works on LinkedIn. It works on Facebook. It's all just optimizing the different resources that each platform gives you.
I love that. And would you say that those 4 posts are something you rotate? So it's the same type of post every week, you just do one of each of those 4 and then take a day off?
Yeah. So, I mean, and I'll say this, March was a hard month for me, and I only posted 3 times, but I still did my 4-post strategy, and it was one of my best months ever because the way that I was posting, I was burnt out. I had just recently hosted an event and I was burnt out. I couldn't create any more content. So I
Right.
was only posting once a week, but
Love it.
I was still going in for like 10 minutes and engaging. And because I was engaging with the right people, they would come over to my page and they'd see this reel or they'd see this carousel and they're like, oh, okay, well, I want to follow her. So that way, when I was ready to get ramped up again into my 4-post strategy so for me, and everyone's is going to be different, but for me, I post a reel on Monday, carousel on Tuesday. I either go live or do a single image on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, that's when I ask them to either listen to the podcast, sign up for my email list, whatever. And then it starts all again on Monday. If you look at my stuff, you'll see it's pretty darn like regular with this.
That's awesome. And as I say, just following this thing. And then do you ever once in a while like throw in a personal something about your kids or something on your Instagram, or you just keep it all?
Only do, so that's what stories are for. Because the stories are gone in 24 hours. Like I posted a picture of my daughter and I, we went up to the mountains over weekend and I posted a picture of us like hiking and, it was great. I'm like, escaping, and just getting a little downtime. And I had a picture of the 2 of us. And so that way people were like, oh yeah, I forgot she had kids, or, oh yeah, this makes total sense. She's in the mountains because all she does is talk about how much she loves the mountains or whatever,
And
but
that's
it allowed them to into my like little personal world.
right. So you do that in stories, and then you can always save them to a highlight if you want to have family pictures there, right? Would you do that?
I think that one thing to remember about stories is that the people that see your stories already follow you. And so they've already said like this, you're my person. And you continue to give them value in the feed. And then in the stories, that's where you can say, well, this is who this is who I am. This is like, I'm giving you the keys to the back room. So you can actually like see like, well, here she is walking out to her car again. All she ever does is talk to me at the end of the day, but I do because I'm like, I need to do a story and I'll be on my way to the parking lot and I'll just pop in and say hello. So, I mean,
Okay.
that's it. Stories are a great way to really build connection with your people even further.
I love it. Oh my gosh, you've given so much information in the last 10 minutes. I wish that we just had so much fun in the beginning, and this is such the meat. I love it. I love it. I could talk to you all day, but you're a busy girl.
I loved hanging out with you, Mary, and I love that we got to see each other in real life and
We actually had a
multiple
hug.
times.
I know, take a picture, super fun.
I know.
All right, girl, listen, I'm gonna let you go. But again, thank you so much for your time. I hope if you've been watching this that you've gotten the nuggets of awesomeness that Katie has thrown down. Hope you pick them up because she has been throwing them down. So so if you want to know more about Katie and how you can get help from her, obviously I have her website here, Next Step Social Communications. Is there any special place they should go if I like a opt-in page or anything you'd like me to share anything with?
Oh yeah, I mean, just head to there's the blog, there's the podcast, bump around, and I hope that you'll connect with me on the socials, and I hope that you feel better, that you have your get out of jail free card, that it's not your fault. You just need to have a strategy in place and pick one platform, and as time allows, you can add more in.
I love that. Thank you for helping all of us collectively put our shoulders down out of our ears, or what do you call it? Relaxing. It's like, oh my God. Because seriously, yeah, life is short and you have to celebrate the people you're with and, continue to build your business. But you know what? I think at the end of the day, quality of life is much more important. So that's awesome. All right. Thank you again, Katie, for being with us today. And again, go look for her at nextstepsocialcommunications.com. And as she said, bop around in there and see what you need. Listen to her, learn from her. She's amazing. And I'm blessed to call her a friend. So without further ado, we will see you guys next Thursday. Same bat channel, same bat time. Not where I come up with this stuff. But anyways, I wanted to thank you again for joining me on the Brilliant Marketing with Mary show, because we want to empower you to be in your brilliance. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me today. You can learn more about me, my products, and services at anotherbrilliantidea.com, because everyone needs another brilliant idea. Make sure to join me for another episode every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific or 2:30 Central on my globally recognized show, Brilliant Marketing with Mary.